learning every build the Hana style.
So now I have applied the mustard and then my homemade sauce, and there we go. You rub it in, make sure you get it on all the sides and the top, the bottom. It doesn't look that great, but gotta make sure you get all this chocolate. I used Hershey's, just like you would make chocolate milk, and then all my seasonings together. So we're gonna let it sit tonight, marinate, and then tomorrow we'll start cooking and I'll take you through the process. So here we go. Thanks a lot.
All right, welcome back to Jack of all trades, master of none. It's your host, the Hana style. Don't hold it against me. So today, I'm gonna be smoking almost an 8-pound butt, and I'm gonna be using this electric griller. I've never used the electric smoker with pellets. I usually do it on my charcoal grill and feed the wood. So we've gotten some Traeger signature hickory, maple, and cherry pellets that we're gonna be filling the hopper up with. So this has a hopper right here, your box that feeds the pellets for you. And we're gonna get it cranked up and get it preheated so we can put our butt on it today. All right, so let's give it a whirl. So, by the way, happy July 4th. This is July 4th weekend, so that's why we're doing the butt. So I filled the hopper up. You wanna plug it up and put it on smoke. You want to make sure that hopper's feeding the pellets, and we should see some smoke here in a minute. And then we're going to turn the heat up, close it, preheat it so it cleans it, and then we'll be ready to put the butt on it. So, like I said, again, this is the first time for me to be using an electric smoker, but we're going to see how long it takes. Usually it takes me about 12 hours for an 8-pound butt on the grill when I'm using wood, and this probably should be about half the time, but we'll see. It's all a good experiment to see how it's going. So we're going to wait to see it heat up. We should be seeing some smoke, hopefully pretty soon here in a minute. And then I'm going to crank her up so that we can get her heated and get this baby cooking, all right? So we've got smoke. So now I'm going to cut it up to 400, close the lid, and let it preheat before we put this butt in there. So we'll let it preheat for about 10 to 15 minutes. Get it nice and clean. The smoke smells really good, and we'll see where we get from there. So we'll give it about 10 or 15 minutes and let it preheat. All right, so now we've preheated. I'm going to open it up. We're going to turn the temperature down to smoke and let it settle down to the temperature so we can get ready to put our butt on.
I don't think I'm going to well, let's go wait. I want this done. might change it.
So we've got our temperature set about 250, 260, and we're going to put this 8-pound butt on it. It's been pre-seasoned. I'll show you the mustard, and then with the chocolate and seasoned butter.
You ever get my anthill thing married?
No, I got the wood.
Alright, you want to set it with the fat back to the top so that the fat drips down onto your meat. So.
Okay, question.
So we're at 250. I'll close her up. I'm going to get a pan, get some seasoning and some water in it. So, and then we're going to let it cook. We'll check on it in about 4 hours. Alright, so it was 138 when we put the butt on. I just want to show you the temperatures. This is set at 250. So it'll be cooking. You can see a little bit of smoke rolling out now. It periodically rolls out as the temperature comes through. So we put some water with some onions, slice some onions up, and we use the Best Stop Cajun season sprinkled in the water to keep it juicy in there. So we're going to let it sit. We'll check on it in about 4 hours. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And let's keep watching, and then we can see how tasty it comes out. Alright, so it's 5 o'clock. We put this on at 140. So 240, 340, 440. 3 hours, 3.5 hours. We've already wrapped it. So it's wrapped real good. We've got the temperature set at, the meat is at 154. We're looking to get it at 190, so maybe just a couple more hours before it's done. We've filled up the pellets probably 2 or 3 times since then, but it's cooking really good and cooking really fast at a good temperature, still at 250. All right? All right, so here we are about 7.5 hours. And I know it's dark, I'm sorry, I know you can't see, but we're at 190 degrees for the inside of the meat temperature. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this baby off. And it's looking good in here. I know you can't see. Sorry, I try to get as much light. But we're gonna pull this out of here. And we're going to see if that bone pulls clean, because that's your telltale for a butt. If that bone pulls clean, it's cooked just right, and it'll all be good. So just give me a second to get this off of here, and then we'll video the pulling of the bone for you tonight. But so the great thing about this is that, so it's been, we put it on at 140, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's 8, 10, almost 7 hours. Usually it takes me about 12 to 14 hours. Sorry, I was trying to get a good screenshot, but you can hear me. Usually takes me anywhere from 12 to 14 hours, maybe a little longer, if I can't keep the consistency of the 250 degrees on my barbecue pit with the wood chips. So 8 hours here. Let's see if this baby pulls out good. Alright, let's look at it and see. Alright, so here's our telltale. You gotta make sure that bone comes out clean, then it's cooked to perfection. I'm gonna put a glove on because it is still very hot. So well, wow, maybe not. I may not like doing this on a pellet grill. Oh, there it comes.
Unless that's a big bone. Oh, there it comes right there. Wow, it was a big bone. That was the issue there. That's a pretty clean bone right there. So it's cooked pretty much to perfection. So 8 hours on the pellet grill, and we're gonna go let it rest in the oven for about 2 hours, and then we're going to pull the pork. All right. All right. So we've been letting the butt sit for about an hour. Let it rest. Let the juices still keep soaking in. Like I said, it usually takes me about 12 to 16 hours to cook it with a charcoal, some charcoal and wood fed. We did it today on the pellet grill. Took us about 8 hours. I've let it sit. I'm gonna put my lovely gloves on here because we're going to break it down and shred it so that tomorrow for July 4th we can have some pulled pork sandwiches. So before I start pulling, I just want to show you again. This one was a little harder to pull, and I think because it had a bigger frame up here on the bone that you can see, but it pulled out nice and clean. That's what you want when you do a pulled pork. You want it to be, the bone to be nice and clean. That means it's cooked pretty much, I guess I could say, to perfection. So, all nice and good. So I'm going to start tearing this baby apart and shredding it up so that tomorrow we can have some pulled pork sandwiches. So, the thing is, I know most of you are probably thinking, why are you doing it today then? Well, because I want to spend some family time tomorrow with my family. So it's been sitting, so I'm going to show you this right here. So there's a little pink on it, but if any of you that do barbecue or know about smoking, you can't see that probably with the light, but that pink ring is a good thing. It doesn't mean it's raw. That's a good thing for barbecue. The pink ring is a good thing for that. So I'm going to pull this and look at it. It really is just kind of just tearing apart. It's very tender and it's just pretty much falling apart. So I don't know all the ingredients that I used, but I will say this. I use the Hershey's chocolate, and here in a little bit when I get it pulled apart, I'll show you. That's my base of my rub that I do after I put the mustard on. I know a lot of people think, chocolate? What are you talking about? So I do the old-fashioned, look at that, just pulls right apart. I mean, this stuff is just amazing. A chocolate rub, and I add several different ingredients. You can add whatever you want to. I mean, that's why I'm not going to tell you really, it's not that mine is a secret, but I'm not going to tell you what I put in it or not in it, but if you want to start with a good base and caramelize it like it is, I do the Hershey's chocolate like if you were going to be making chocolate milk, and then I add all my other ingredients to it. I mix it and make it, and I showed you that earlier in the video. And I just mix it up, make a bunch of it, and then I can do 2 or 3 butts from it. So this stuff is just, it smells amazing. There's a little pink ring to it. I mean, look at that. I'm not even, it's just coming apart. So, successful thing with this, I think it's a gourmet cooker is what the grill was. I've never done a smoke anything I only smoke butts most of the time. But I've never done a smoked anything on a pellet or electrical grill. So today was the first try at that, and I think that I really enjoyed it, and I think it turned out really nice. So I'm gonna use some time lapse for this, and we're gonna pull all of this butt because it'll take a minute, and then I'm gonna get my little taster out here to let us give a little critic for everything we're doing. Alright, so I've pulled the pork and we let it rest for an hour. So my son, I'm going to let him give a shout out to his own channel before he gives a taste.
It's Outshop, so we do a bunch of cool projects and stuff. Basically, I've walked on water with shoes and whatnot, so it's super cool. Just check it out.
Alright, so he's going to give a taste of this butt we've done on the pellet grill.
Right now it's cold because it's sitting, but it's really tender.
Yeah. What's the flavor like?
It's really good.
Very
Just
good.
like every year, like when you do it every year.
There we go. So I guess we got a good deal from the... Look, he's getting another bite. I'm going to have to stop him because we got to eat tomorrow for the 4th of July. So as he walks off.
See ya!
So, here we go. So I'm going to show you what's left. There's a little bit of fat that was just left off and just the bone. I mean, we have used every bit of what we had. And here is all our meat for tomorrow. We're going to do some pulled pork sandwiches. And I tell you what, I was going to end the video here, but I think tomorrow when we get together and do some pulled pork, put a little bit of sauce on it, I'll get you a few more comments about how good it tastes. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I enjoyed doing it on the electric pellet grill. It was a lot easier than me having to feed it with all the wood and everything all day. It kept a constant heat, 8 hours instead of 16 or 12, or regardless, it was less than what I usually do. So, I'll get back with you, and we're going to get some few more critics to test this out. But it does taste good. Alright, so to go along with this, sometimes I like to make my own mix of stuff. I always tell my son, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, just continue making the wheel better. So, I'm going to make a little barbecue sauce with other ingredients that are already done. So, and tomorrow when we get the critics, we'll let them see how they like it. So I'm going to say this. We're going to start off with sweet and spicy Baby Ray's. That's what's going to be our base tonight, okay? So, I like stuff a little spicy. Not everybody does. But then we're going to go with Valentina Mexican hot sauce, for some of those of you that know what it is. We're going to go with Tapatio, which is Mexican hot sauce too, which is both of these, the Valentina and the Tapatio, it has a different taste. So I want to mix them together tonight. And then, of course, we're going to go with Frank's Red Hot sauce for hot wings. So that'll be the next thing that goes in. And then, of course, this right here, Best One Stop. This is from Louisiana, the seasoning. Mix a little bit in that. I believe in this stuff. I cook with it all the time. So we're gonna start off with Sweet Baby Ray's. I'm just gonna mix a little bit. I'm not gonna do a whole lot because I may not like it. I've never tried it before, so we're gonna give it a little bit. A couple squeezes in there. Put some in there. I mean, it's worth a shot. This is what we're doing, right? This is why we're doing these channels. And I'm gonna put probably 3 drops of the Valentina. I like the Valentina taste. Tapatio is a little more vinegary, so maybe we can break it down with that just a little bit. We'll do 10 splashes of that, okay? Because as you can see, it's got a different hole on the front end. And so now we've added Baby Ray's as our base. Put a little bit of Valentina, Tapatio. I'm going to just put a dash of some One Stop on, well, not that in. A dash of some One Stop in here. Just shake it a little bit and give it a little bit in there. Not much. So, and then we're going to mix a little bit of this Frank's Red Hot in here. And I'm not measuring, so we're just going to guess. And we'll see how it works. So, then I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to mix it all together. I reckon my son's going to sleep over there.
Yeah.
Good night, son. Love you. So, it looks a little runny, which is not bad for a barbecue sauce. You might want it a little runny. But, smells real good. It's going to be hot, or spicy, should I say. I'm going to add just a little bit more of Baby Ray's right here. Just a squeeze or two. Yep, just a little dollop. And mix it in. And mix her up. So, tomorrow when we get our critics, I'll let them try just some Baby Ray's. Well, that's about all the barbecue sauce we have. Or this little special mix. But, let me see real quick. I think it tastes pretty good, but that's me. But I think maybe, ooh, it's got a little kick. I'm gonna add a little more Valentina in there. Just a couple little dashes. That's good stuff right there. So we'll see. Like I said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's already round. Let's just add to it and keep it going. So tomorrow we'll get our critics and let them just have the regular sauce. And then my little, I won't say homemade because I didn't make it homemade. I just mixed some stuff together. See if they like that. So we'll get some critics tomorrow.